Hey everybody, Film Fan 108 here, and welcome to the movie pickup for the beginning of 2026, January and February combined. And new year, full of new physical media opportunities and a new journey for what physical media will ultimately come my way for the year. And I'm looking forward to it, man. Anytime we have a new year, there's always a really great sense of, hey, what we got in the last year, what we're getting this year, and physical media fans feeling reinvigorated and feeling like, hey, anything is possible, and getting ready for sales, deals, new releases, and everything in between. And so I'm looking forward to it just as much as you guys are, and hopefully the journey will be quite plentiful indeed. And before I really get into it, you'll notice that yes, this is both January and February, but it's not a lot. Actually, it's kind of thinking to yourself, geez, this is all I really ultimately got for both of the months. But some stuff I save for out and abouts that I show off to you guys and, little extra things. But moreover, the fact that this year is quite different than any other year because I'm literally looking at houses with my girlfriend. We're going to take the plunge and actually get a home instead of doing apartment living. And at the same time, there's a lot of other extra costs and things that are going on in my life. And so, yes, I want to save money. Yes, I want to put that towards other aspects of my life. But I still want to collect physical media. So it's not that I'm going to be lessening it necessarily. I mean, there will be months where you guys will be like, dude, this is a crazy haul for a single month. And there's other months where I'm going to kind of back off a little bit. I'm still going to take chances. I'm still going to look at some blind buys. I'm going to get great 4K editions, box sets, you name it. But I'm going to try to be a little bit more responsible as a collector, and that's not easy to do, man. We know this, right? Peer pressure, the community being like, oh my god, you have to buy this, FOMO, and there's so much extra stuff that goes into being a collector that by the time all is said and done, you spent way more than even you possibly could have imagined, man. And trust me, I don't even want to know how much money I have spent on this collection, man. I don't even want to start adding up the numbers because if I do, dude, I might, curl up in a ball and just cry, man. It's just crazy how much money has gone out the door buying physical media and rebuying it, so on and so forth. So I want to kind of be more mature, responsible, so to speak. We'll see how that goes, but it'll be an interesting ride. But I think even though it's not as much physical media for 2 months as maybe I would like, I still think I got some pretty good heavy hitters that is worth adding to the good old collection, baby. So let's get it started with the first title that I picked up for 2026. And, well, if you're gonna start off, well, you might as well start off with the man of action himself, Mr. John Woo, baby. Yes, with none other than Bullet in the Head. Yes, from the Golden Princess line, the Hong Kong cinema classics from good old Shout Factory, baby. Look at this. Love the slipcover here, man. Oh, love that. And on the inside, the same artwork as well. Oh, nice, man. Now, look, I am a John Woo fan, but here's the deal. I have never watched any of his foreign classics, the Korean action movies, the dramas, you name it. I've never seen it. I know John Woo from movies like Broken Arrow, Face Off, which, by the way, Face Off is one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I love that movie. Of course, you think of Mission Impossible 2 and so many others, right? The American stuff that I knew him from. And it was always a curiosity to maybe one day want to go back and check out other John Woo movies, but I just never honestly got around to it. until Shout Factory acquired the Golden Princess line, and everybody is so excited, and everybody's like, oh my god, this is a big acquisition. These movies are finally coming to great 4K proper editions in the States. And a lot of them included the John Woo films. And suddenly I'm like, oh, dude, I've kind of got to get on this, man, because it's about damn time that I kind of watch some of these John Woo films that made him such a renowned director to want to come to the United States and make his brand of entertainment here. And so I definitely wanted to do it, and I absolutely pre-ordered this from Groove, man. There was no doubt it had to be a possibility to get this, and man, I totally did. And I gotta be honest, right? Because it's an interesting movie in the fact that it's about these three lifelong friends during this time of war and strife, and how they break out of their mundane lives to try something more exciting, more new, and all of the chaos and the craziness and the action and the death and the suffering that goes along with it. And when I started watching the movie, I kind of felt like, I don't know if this is going to be good or not, because it was choppy editing. I wasn't really feeling the movie. I felt like the story wasn't really being told properly, and I was like thinking to myself, oh man, dude, did I pick like the wrong John Woo movie to start? Like, oh no, this is not good, man. But I think once the story settles in and the friends start going on to their new explorations and really starting to have the adventure going on, the movie starts to really focus a little bit more, and you can actually start to relax, settle in, enjoy the ride and the drama and the tension, and it starts to unravel in a much more cohesive way, and I really started to enjoy it quite a bit, man. And look, towards the end of the movie, I was like thinking to myself, okay, when are we going to get this big action spectacle? And then there's this huge sequence of this cat and mouse gang where they're running away from these people, and all of this war and guns and people shooting, and it's just a barrage of craziness. And I'm like thinking, oh, this is why John Woo is John fucking Woo, man. And I'm like, okay, this delivers in spades, dude. And by the end of the movie, I was totally on board. I was totally sold. I fucking loved this movie. But it's kind of interesting because this movie, from what I find out from the special features and commentaries and everything, the fact that this movie was not loved. Like, when it came out, crickets, dude. People didn't really care for the story or the characters, the drama. They felt it was a little downtrodden and depressive at moments, which I can't quite say I blame them. But I think the acting's really good here, man. I think all of the actors, you know, from Tony Leung and Chang and all of these people, they really give you this great camaraderie and friendship and love and admiration that they have for one another. And when things go sour and turn deadly, the fact that that friendship starts to deteriorate and sometimes strengthen, we really feel it, and you're invested. You really are, especially when the revenge angle happens later on in the movie. You're really like, okay, man, let's get down and dirty. Let's do this. You know, I want to see blood spilled, man. This guy deserved his comeuppance, motherfucker. Like I was on board 110%, man. And John Woo is great in telling the story and settling in with these actors and these characters and talking about this brotherhood and these guys that have one another's back, and when the craziness really hits, really testing the loyalty and the friendship and the honor. And it works. It works so goddamn well, man. And I really, truly enjoyed it. It was really fucking phenomenal. Is it probably the most entertaining John Woo movie? Probably not, if I'm coming down to brass tacks here. Probably not in so many ways. But you see flashes of what John Woo would do in the United States. You see what he's able to do with a certain budget and really exploit as much action and dramatic tension as humanly possible, man. And he does it really goddamn well. And at the end of the day, this is also a personal story for John Woo. In the special features, him talking about this story and certain elements of it that affected his own life and how he really carried that over into the film, and it felt very personal to him, and that it really meant a lot to him to make this movie. And so you could really feel it in this movie. You could really feel that he is putting his all into it, and it truly shows, man. I really loved it. Special features, commentary, featurettes with John Woo, with the different actors, producers, you name it. It's a really good movie. It's a solid John Woo flick, man. And as somebody who is starting my journey into John Woo cinema, right? The Korean history of John Woo himself. This is fascinating stuff, man. And Bullet in the Head proves that a good dramatic yarn, some top-notch action moments, and, you know, a good brotherhood story defying the odds and conquering all. Well, if you're putting it in John Woo's hands, it's a masterclass. And the next title that I picked up, well, I can't say that I've owned any of his movies in the collection until now, but if I'm gonna do it, well, there will only be a select few movies, and this happens to be the best of them all, man. Welcome to the collection, Steven Seagal, because you're kicking all kinds of evil bad guys' ass in Under Siege. Yes, man, the 4K Arrow video love. Look at this. Ooh, so damn good, man. On the inside, yeah. Look at that badass Seagal, man. Ooh, don't try to even fuck with this fry cook. Not even close, man. Look, there was a time period when we had, you know, big, buff, macho, you know, shit-kicking action stars, man. You had, obviously, Arnold, and you had Stallone, and you had Jean-Claude, and Steven Seagal, Dolph Lundgren, and you had all of these guys, right? And there was the creme de la creme, right? Then there was the slightly lesser tier. And then there was some that are kind of, you know, fake it till you make it type of guys. And I kind of feel like maybe Steven Seagal is there. Look, it's not that I don't love Steven Seagal. I do to a certain extent. But as I talk about this movie, and as I rewatched it, I realized that unlike a Stallone or a Schwarzenegger or even Jean-Claude at moments, he's not a very charismatic hero, right? He doesn't have that same type of swagger and personality that some of those other guys have, man. And so there is something that gets lost in the translation. Seagal's a little dry. He's kind of like burnt toast, okay? If you put some extra flavor on it, it does the trick, you know? And I kind of feel like with this movie, because to me, there's great movies like Out for Justice and stuff like that, but my favorite is Under Siege. And so when Arrow Video announced it, I was like, holy shit, man. Like, I'm absolutely grabbing this because I've never had it in the collection. I've always loved the movie. I used to watch it on cable nonstop. And damn, dude, I really want to have this. So the fact that I finally get a chance to have Steven Seagal in the collection, I guess, is ultimately worth it, considering that it is the best of the bunch for me, so I'll take it, man. But I love the idea that these bad guys come in and overtake this battleship, and that the one person that they underestimate is going to take them all down, man. And all the chaos and craziness and one-liners and just wild performances, man. I thought this was such a badass film back in the day, man. And in some ways, it still really is. And I love the action sequences, and Seagal kicks all kinds of ass, man. And the way that they shoot him and the way that he's doing the action, like, he comes off as one really just don't fuck with me, badass motherfucker, man. That is just so goddamn effective and so great. But as good as he is with the action, and man, he pulls it off really well, I feel like the supporting players in this movie make Under Siege what it is, man. Gary Busey, Tommy Lee Jones, Erica Eleniak, these are the actors that bring to life this movie and make Steven Seagal look good, man. I mean, truly, the bad guys in this movie are so memorable, dude, man. I love Tommy Lee Jones in this movie. He is so wild and crazy and has such just like great hippie energy, man. and he's wonderful, dude. He's just unhinged, and it's so great to see him. And he's having a ball with this role, and he makes Seagal look good. How evil he's acting, man. And Gary Busey is just so great, man, because he's just letting it all loose, and he's just dripping with her like, ugh, we have to take over this ship and kill the crew. Don't worry about that fry cook. He's nobody. And he's so good. And Erica Laniak is gorgeous. She's absolutely beautiful, man. And she gives that great vulnerability to the role, but also this strength that she has to step up and really deliver. And I like her interactions with Seagal, where Seagal is not exactly treating her with kid gloves, where it's basically like, hey, this situation is what it is. We're fucked right now, and either you're coming with me and helping me out here, or you're on your own. Fuck it. And so, like, I like that Erica Laniak has to step up. She does a great job in the role, and also, not gonna lie, you know, if you were a young teenager when watching this movie, there's other aspects of Erica Laniak that you definitely were interested in. So there was that too. But I think this is overall a really well-told movie, man. And I think the director, Andrew Davis, who directed The Fugitive and some really great bangers, he knows how to tell the story. He knows how to properly utilize Steven Seagal. He knows how to make a meal out of it and shoot the fight sequences in a way that makes Seagal look fucking awesome. And look, Seagal is what it is, right? He's not exactly the most charismatic guy. He doesn't read his lines in the most convincing way. He's there to do some cool fight sequences and to look good, and if you can pull it off well enough that it's effective, then he comes off like a rock star. And Under Siege absolutely is one of those movies where dude, they made him look damn good. They pulled it off, and I was absolutely entertained, man. And it truly is, dude. So, look, even though Steven Seagal is who Steven Seagal is, and he certainly isn't winning any acting awards anytime soon, I think in later movies it gets exposed that if you have a lesser story, if you have lesser actors around him, lesser director that doesn't really know how to utilize him, it doesn't ultimately work. But when you have all the elements coming together in the right way, like Under Siege, damn does it do the trick, man. And it really does. I mean, you get new audio commentary, you get interviews with the director, Erica Laniak, crew members, etc., etc. I mean, it's a really great packaged edition that Arrow has put out. The 4K looks phenomenal. So, dude, I'm happy, man. I finally have Seagal in the collection. It took a long ass time, but we're finally here, man. And not gonna lie, there is other Seagal movies I will probably pick up. It won't be a lot, but the ones that I love, I really do love. I can't say Steven Seagal has really lasted the test of time, and he certainly isn't like the top tier, but when it works, it works. And Steven, you had your 15 minutes, and, well, you did the best you could with it. Under Siege proves that, well, man, when you try hard enough, you could be a pretty badass motherfucker. And, damn, did it work out? I'm entertained. Were you? And the next title that I picked up, well, we're going back to Hong Kong classics. And just because people didn't quite feel your war brotherhood drama movie doesn't mean that you can't come back with something a little more entertaining. A heist movie? Damn, everybody loves one of those, man. And when you put Chow Yun-fat in it, even better, baby. In Once a Thief. Yes, man, the 4K Blu-ray from Shout Factory. Look at this, man. What a great goddamn movie, man. I love this. Going back to the John Woo well, and it's a very interesting movie to talk about, man, especially in the context of John Woo's career, because he does Bullet in the Head, right? And Bullet in the Head is a very personal movie. He was very proud to make it. It was something that he really wanted to get off his chest, and it really felt like it really meant a lot to him, man. But it failed. People did not want to see that. They weren't into it, and it bombed badly. And so now everyone is like, okay, well, John Woo is not nearly as good as he used to be. He fell off the wagon, and John Woo has to come back and say, okay, I need to make something fun. I need to make something entertaining. I need to make something that brings back the audience. And he does Once a Thief. And man, after watching this movie, dude, it almost felt like a shot of adrenaline had sort of hit John Woo, man. He told his personal tale. He told that personal story, something that really meant a lot to him. And now coming back after he's let off a lot of this steam, really pouring his heart and soul into that, to then come around and do this really great, fun adventure movie that really leaves a smile on the audience's face, says to me that he knows how to course correct and ultimately wants to get back to making an enjoyable ride that satisfies everybody, man. And this movie has it in spades. I mean, basically, it's about these three friends who very much feel like family. They've been through a lot together, and they steal these artifacts, paintings, make a lot of money doing it, have a fun time doing their whole heisting gigs. And there is these groups of people that want to bring them down, the drama between that, the struggle that they have with one another, and ultimately triumphing good over evil, man, ultimately, and all the crazy chaos that goes along with it, man. And I was just thoroughly entertained by this movie, man. I loved every goddamn second of this movie. It was just a fun ride to be had, man. And the characters are quirky and inviting and lovable, and even when there's dramatic moments of tension and everything in the air between them and relationship drama stuff, it doesn't really get bogged down too much with that. It's there, it's presented, it's an element, but it doesn't overshadow the movie, and I really love that, man. And I love the actors here, man. Leslie Chung is really great here. Chow Yun-fat is so awesome here, man. He has got personality and charm for days on end, man. No wonder he came to the States and really, tried to make it big here, because I could see how audiences really gravitated to him and loved him, and he has this sort of just this great, almost kind of like a sort of rebel without a cause type of attitude, but with sort of a smirk and a wink to it, where it's very playful and fun. And he's so great here, man. I loved him every time he was on screen doing some sort of crazy wild action scene or some quirky moment. I just smiled, man. He knows how to make a joke work. He knows how to kick all kinds of ass on screen to make it look believable and badass. He's a great leading man, dude. And movies like this absolutely prove it. I think the action is top notch. I think the heist stuff is really well done. There's a lot of tension-filled moments where you're wondering how they're going to get out of certain situations. And you feel the camaraderie between the three characters and the love that they have for one another, and it just shines through in the film so much, man. And you could tell that John Woo is having so much fun making this movie, man. It feels like a breath of fresh air for him to get away from the war-torn drama stuff and the revenge angle and just do something, just letting loose a little bit and getting back to just his fun roots of just telling a really wild, entertaining story, man. And this is absolutely what it is, dude. And I loved every single second, man. I truly did, man. This is a phenomenal movie, and it brought people back to the movie theater to see a John Woo film again, and he became reinvigorated, and it's just a really great comeback for him. As much as I really love Bullet in the Head, and boy do I really, man, because this is a phenomenal movie, and I think it's gotten a lot of love over the years. I think people have found it and appreciated it and gave it a lot more love than it originally had. I see movies like this as like the John Woo standard, man. I really do. And you can tell, again, just like with Bullet in the Head, to this movie, you could see elements in this movie that would carry over to his other movies that he would do. And he did it so damn well, man. I loved it. Again, you get great special features here. You get a great commentary. You get an interview with John Woo. You get an interview with some of the actors and producers and so on and so forth. And it's just a great action spectacle, but it's just a fun heist movie, and it's a great tale of, you know, lovable friends in danger and conquering all these crazy odds and coming out on top. And again, as I said earlier, you leave with a big ass smile on your face, man. You love this movie, and it's just one of those fun adventure movies where you're like, dude, I want to go on that ride again, man. It's just so goddamn entertaining and so goddamn good. And man, this has easily got to be in my top John Woo movies because, dude, man, when there's a great John Woo movie, dude, it's like no other. And this, damn, man, it proves it. And the next title that I picked up, oh, we're switching gears, baby. We're going horror and we're going Lionsgate, baby, because, oh man, I have been waiting for a great fucking edition of this movie for a really long while. I used to have the DVD, kept the DVD for ages, but now it's time for a little upgrade love, man, with none other than The Descent. Yes, man, look at this. Ooh, from Lionsgate Limited, baby. This is so good. You take off the plastic slippy cover, and you get this. Look at that. I love that. And if you turn it over, oh, yeah, see? It's so great, man. I love that. Oh, I love that. Their beady eyes. Oh, it's so good, man. Oh, so great. Look at that. Oh, that is awesome, man. What a great edition of The Descent, man. When Lionsgate announced this, I was like, dude, I am on this so hard, man. I love this movie. Here's the thing, though. This was actually supposed to be in the big, mega, end-of-year, rest of the, month's haul that I showed you guys, right? It was supposed to be in there. And obviously it wasn't. But the reason why is because, not me necessarily, it's Lionsgate. So when I got this edition in the mail, there was a slight issue. The slipcover was so bent up and damaged and just, it felt like it was like crumpled in, like somebody took a fucking like hair dryer and just crumpled it all up with the heat and shit. It was really mangled badly, man. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you pay a certain amount of money as a collector for these editions, and they ain't cheap, okay? And so when you get them in the mail, you want quality. And to me, I don't think that's asking a whole hell of a lot, man. And so I did message Lionsgate. Lionsgate was really great about it. They said, look, it's going to take a little bit of time to get the new slipcovers in, but we got you. Don't worry about it. it's going to be all good. And so, yeah, I had to wait a little while, but it paid off, dude. The slip low looks great. Nah, not complaining, man. I'm happy. Okay. And so all was corrected, but I knew I wasn't going to get it in that video, but I knew I could get it into the early part of 2026, and here we are, man. And look, The Descent is just a very unique movie because I remember when it came out, and Neil Marshall, you gotta understand, dude, because Dog Soldiers was so fucking cool. And we were like, dude, this guy is a new voice in horror. But anytime that you do something that's really cool and people sort of perk up and see it and everybody's a fan, then the next question is, what do you do next, right? Yes, you did Dog Soldiers, we fucking love it, but yeah, what's your next trick? You know, what's the next one in the bag that we're all gonna love, man? And when he came out with The Descent, I think that's when everybody was like, shit, dude, he's not just a one-trick pony. Like, he's got more stuff that we're dying to see, man. And I love the idea of these female friends coming together in this cabin, doing this sort of one last adventure together and going cave diving and experiencing this great camaraderie before maybe lives are going to be changed and people are going to move on. And it's all well and good until you get trapped down below, not knowing where you're going, what's happening, and oh, by the way, there's weird creatures and monsters that ain't nobody fucking anticipated. And not only do you have to try to find your way out, you've also got to survive, kill or be killed. Yeah, good luck with that shit. Oh man, and all the fucking chaos that happens from there, man. And it's so good, and you get to know these characters, invest in them, the backstory and the history of them, and the drama between some of them, and it all really just ends up coming to a head, a great crescendo when they're in the caves. They're presented with these issues and these problems to overcome, and the fact that those personal issues and drama really start to bubble to the surface when times are at their toughest. And I really love that because it just heightens the reality of the situation. Not only do you have to deal with these underground dwelling creatures, but the fact that you've got to trust the person next to you, and ultimately, do you? Does history that they have between them really feel like you can count on them when the going gets tough? And again, survival of the fittest, man. It's a great fucking movie. The terror, the underground creatures, the look of them is so cool and unique. And they almost look like a weird fucked up version of Gollum or some shit like that, man. And it's just so great, man. I love how they hunt, and I love the different cave formations, and I love the idea of the claustrophobia of it, man. That's what I think I love the most, because for me, I'm not gonna lie, man, there's two things that really get me. One is heights. I cannot fucking do heights, man. No way, dude. I just lock up like you wouldn't believe. And another one is claustrophobia. Because, not that I'm really terrible with it, but there is certain circumstances where you feel like closed in, and you just want to, like, just for whatever reason, just sort of punch your way out of something, man, because you're like, oh fuck, man, I just can't deal with this, man. The psychology of it is just getting to me, man. And Neil Marshall does so well with this, man, of just absolutely taking advantage of every single chance to just make you feel more closed in, more terror, more scared of what's going to happen next. And man, he just mines it for every little bit, and man, he goes for the gold. It's just so great, man. The tension is really there. The acting is phenomenal. The directing is really well done. The blood and gore is there. The kills are really effective. It's a solid fucking movie, man. It's really good. And it's interesting because when I watched it the first time I ever did, I watched it with the US ending where she ends up kind of surviving, and she has this sort of nightmare, but she's still alive. And I was always never really satisfied with that ending. I mean, it was there. I loved the movie. The ending felt a little weak, but fine, whatever. It wasn't until later when I found out that there was actually an original ending that the US never had, but like the UK had and other countries, and it was sort of piqued my interest. And then I picked up an edition that had the original ending attached to it, where you find out that she actually didn't survive, that she's still stuck in the cave. Spoiler alert. Okay? And that she is ultimately just trapped in there and is never going to get out, and she's lost her mind. And I'm like, that's so much better of an ending. Yes, it's not a happy ending, but I didn't want it to be a happy ending. I didn't want people to survive and it be like all comfy and cozy and, oh man, rainbows and sunshine. Yeah, some movies really deserve it and some movies really absolutely need it. But there's some movies that just need to give you that little gut punch of an ending that says, yeah, you've been on this journey, but man, there's just no way out. And sometimes you just need a dark ending that just says, man, they're all fucked. and that was that, and I loved it, man. And so it just hits harder, and it made the movie so much better. And yeah, man, it just ended on the perfect note. It really did. And so the fact that Lionsgate has given it this great, awesome release is just beyond satisfying. It really was, man. Again, the Steelbook is just so well done. I love the artwork. It's so great with them up there in the cave, and then to turn around, it's one of the creatures, and they're like the teeth, which is so great. And yeah, the design is amazing. They did great with that, and the slip is really good too. Lionsgate Limited, you know, you could say a lot about them. You could say prices. You could, you know, put a lot of things on the table, say, well, this or that, but man, they really put the effort in on their physical media releases, man. They know how to make a good product, and they put the time, the effort into it. And as a physical media fan, I got to appreciate it, man. I really do. They've done some phenomenal releases, and going forward in 2026, man, hope and pray there's a hell of a lot more, because if there is, I'm buying. There ain't no doubt about it, man. I mean, you get all of the old school features that was on previous releases, DVDs, Blu-rays, all that jazz, audio commentaries, you name it. There's also new features as well, which go back and talking about the descent this many years later, and new interviews from cast and crew, etc., etc. And yeah, it's just a really, really great release with all the bells and whistles, man. And Lionsgate definitely gave it the love that it properly deserves, man. Look, I feel like horror movies over the years, some are really effective, but I love the old school ones more. But then there comes across a new one every now and again that really proves that, dude, you could do horror effectively in certain situations if you have the right elements around you. And The Descent proves that, man, you think they've ran out of ideas, but if done right, think again. And last, but certainly not least, I told you I didn't get a whole hell of a lot for 2 months, but hey, was picky and choosy, and I think I picked some bangers, and this one is definitely no exception, because this girl band, well, they definitely know how to put the punk into punk rock, baby. With, ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Stains. Yes, man, from Fun City Edition, man. Look at that. Nice, man. Look at this chunky box, man. Very nice, man. On the inside, you get nice little poster there, stickers. You end up getting a great little chunky booklet as well, man. Very nice. Look at that. With all articles and pictures, you name it. Very nice, man. Really nice. And you get the Blu-ray edition. You end up also getting the 4K edition as well with it. Look at that. Sweet, baby. Sweet indeed. 4K edition in a separate case, Blu-ray edition in a separate case, plus the booklet and everything else included. Man, that's pretty fucking awesome, dude. In fact, it wasn't supposed to be like this, actually. There was a mistake at the warehouse at Fun City said, so they had different artwork and they had to do different cases and put it in like a chunky box, so it sort of was a little bit delayed a little bit more, but I think the delay was kind of worth it, man, because damn, dude, they put out a really great fucking edition of this. This is really awesome. Dude, it really honestly is, man. And I had never seen the movie before. I had heard of it, right? I'm a fan of Diane Lane. I'm a fan of her movies. I knew she had made this movie, but I had never been able to watch it. And when I finally got the edition in the mail, I ended up talking to my girlfriend and I said, hey, I kind of interested because I think you're gonna love this because you're a big punk fan. You love this kind of type of stuff. And she's like, oh, what's the movie? And I'm talking to her and she's like, yeah, I think I've seen this one before. And I'm telling her who's in it and who it stars, and she's like, yeah, I've seen this movie, man. It's a great flick. And I'm like, okay. And I feel like people who are really into punk, who are really into the scene, I feel like this movie sort of comes up quite a bit. People are like, yeah, the Fabulous Stains, man. And when I finally watched it, I got it, man. It's a really great sort of rags to riches to basically rags again type of tale. And it's really an only in the movies type of scenario, right? Where these girls try to break out from their mundane life, wrong side of the tracks, and go and run away and be one of the second or third headlining people and go on this bus tour. And eventually through like news coverage and footage, they get more known and girls really feel like they speak to them and they become popular, and suddenly then they become part of the establishment and the man, and suddenly people are not interested in it anymore, and then they get back up on their feet. You know, these sort of type of movies, man. We've seen it with all kinds of tales, man. You think of Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg or some shit, right? Right? So it's not exactly anything new, but the fact that this was made in 1982, the fact that it barely got a release at all, I don't even think it was in movie theaters, it was on cable. That's how most people actually found the movie. And it's just a really great movie about feminism, girl power, yes, but about the music industry, the ins and outs of it, how easily you're embraced and how easily you're thrown away, man. And it's so well done. Diane Lane is so great here as the lead. She has this sort of devil-may-care attitude, like punk queen quality to her. Just don't give a fuck. And she plays it so damn well, man. Actually, even a young Laura Dern here, man. Which I was like, what the fucking Laura Dern? What the fuck, man? I was like, wow, man. And so many different other musicians that were in this movie from different punk bands as well. And it really feels like a great homage to the industry, but also a parody as well, and sort of a breakdown of it. And it's really well told, it's well acted, and it's a pretty straightforward tale. It's about less than an hour and a half of a movie, but it's incredibly entertaining. The music is raucous. It has that really great punk sensibility to it. And at the end of the day, I didn't realize how much this movie has actually affected a lot of musicians over the years. There's actually an interview I found online on YouTube. Diane Lane was promoting something, and they were talking about the Fabulous Stains and how she met like Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam, and how he was like, oh my god, I've been wanting to meet you for years, I've had the biggest crush on you, I love the Fabulous Stains. And she's like, oh my god, man, really? Like a lot of people have always really appreciated and loved this movie, and to finally have it in this great 4K big box edition is just really just killer, man. It's awesome. And I love it. And I love a lot of these movies that sort of take the rock and roll music industry, the trials and tribulations of it, and just throws it back in their face, man. And this is a great example of it. I just fucking loved it. And it was a blind buy. I had seen clips, I had seen the trailer, it looks kind of cool, and I gave it a chance, man. And I'm so pleasantly surprised, man. This is definitely a keeper, no doubt about it, man. It's just so goddamn fun, and it just really embraces the punk sensibility, the idea of coming up, learning your lessons, you know, getting beat down by people who think you're lesser than them, only to achieve greater status but be knocked down by those same people that you thought were on your side, man. And so, great movie. Honestly, it really is. It's got that down and dirty, gritty feeling to it that I really appreciate as well, man. And yeah, it's a true gem. It really is, man. Movies like this, or even from Fun City as well, which I showed you guys previously, Breaking Glass. These movies, man, prove that you could tell really cool punk feminist tales and be pretty badass as well, man. Punk never really dies. Yeah, it reshapes itself, it reforms itself, packages itself in a different way, but the true legends never really die, and the Fabulous Stains will always, always be one of them. And that'll do it for the pickups for January and February of 2026. And okay, it wasn't a lot, guys. All right, it was only, dare I say, 5 titles, but hey, these are pretty good 5 titles. If you're gonna have any, I'd take these in a heartbeat. I really would, man. And look, there's gonna be moments where there's gonna be some months where it's gonna be crazy, wild, insane. There's some moments that I'm not gonna pick up nearly as much month to month. It's gonna vary, but I want to still explore physical media. I want to still pick up things that I haven't experienced yet, and also 4K upgrades and new to the collection that I haven't had before, that I've loved previously in the past. There's a variety of movies that I love. Doesn't matter whether it's horror, action, thrillers, comedies, you know, punk rock epics. You know, there's a lot of things that I really love. Wide variety, guys. You know me. And so every single month is always a unique exploration and a new part of the journey going forward with my love for physical media, man. And this is just the beginning. So definitely stay tuned, man. I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely let me know what you guys picked up, because I'm dying to know, man. We're just beginning the exploration of 2026, and there's a hell of a lot more to go, man. Definitely let me know. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other movie haul videos, out and about videos that I do quite often. Live streams, convention videos, reviews, old school content, and new school that is slowly but surely coming your way over time. I appreciate the love and support and the patience. I have a full life with work and family obligations and hunting for houses now, and a lot of things going on in my life. So I try to get these to you as much as I humanly possibly can, but I appreciate the love and the understanding, man. It truly means a lot to me. Thank you. Share these videos with friends, family, loved ones, social media, people who love movies and love how I talk about movies and the casual BS that I have with you guys. Hopefully they love it back. Share and share away, man. Thank you so much. And also keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Facebook and Blue Sky, FilmFan108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special pictures and videos I do from time to time on social media as well. Alright, guys, the first 2 months of 2026 is down, and a hell of a lot more to go, and I cannot wait to see where physical media takes me, man. I will see you back next time for a brand new pickups video. Take care, everybody, and remember, happy hunting.